everyone, it's Kimber Schaefer here for Rage in the Cage OKC News at Kickapoo Casino in Harrah, the site for Rage in the Cage 48, Slammin' and Jammin' Weekend. I'm here with Ken Coulter of the Sunnyside Kid, and he is fighting on this card. You're fighting Trey Parks, and Ken, it's always a good day when you are on a Rage in the Cage card. For those of you that don't realize this, Ken Coulter, myself, and Matt Jackson, the man behind the camera right there, we actually started an MMA, the same event at Rage in the Cage almost 3 years ago. It was Matt and I's our first time as the media team, and it was your first time to fight in the cage, and obviously you came home with a victory that night, and I feel like Matt and I have had a great working relationship since then as well, so we're kind of like, teammates in a sense.
That's how I feel. I'm just happy and, blessed to be a part of the journey, not just my journey, but, a part of you guys' journey. I think it's all started off as something like, I wonder if I can do this, and it happened. I won Fight of the Night, and now here we are down the line with 14 fights.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, and I don't remember who you fought on your amateur fight, but, you proved so many people wrong that night. People just kind of assumed that you were going to go in the cage, the other person was going to win that fight, and it seems like ever since then, anytime somebody starts to doubt you, Ken, is when you prove them wrong.
That's what it's about. Feed me, fuel my fire. I don't need to be negative about anything. As long as I hear I can't do it, I'm going to prove everyone wrong, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'll find a way to win. Sooner or later, I'll get there to where I want to go.
And the funny thing about that, too, is it seems like that you've been called out so much. You're such a positive guy, and I've never seen any other side of you other than that positive side. But it seems like that so many fighters call you out. Do you think it's because you're one of the best at 145-55, or is there another reason you think you get called out so often?
I don't know. Half of it could be my own mouth getting myself into trouble.
No more drinking.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. But now, we're on another path. God has plans for me, and it's really not to be negative toward anyone. It's just to, follow his word, and God is love, so no need to be hateful. So stop the hatefulness.
This was the topic of our conversation just a minute ago, is there seems to be so much negativity in this industry sometimes, and it doesn't need to be that way. There's no reason why we can't all work together and be positive. And, how do you think we get there, though?
God is love. I can't say it no other way. Treat people how you want to be treated. We got to live by example. There's so many kids out there looking up and on social media watching the things we say back and forth to each other. And I just think sometimes we need to slow down, look at oh my goodness, did I just put that out there for the world to see, and just kind of be more adults and be a little bit more loving and caring toward each other. Maybe that's a start.
And I think there's a happy medium because, obviously trash talk and that kind of stuff kind of plays into this sport a little bit. And so you want to have a little bit of that, but sometimes it gets kind of overboard a little bit.
Yeah, and I've tried that route. It doesn't really work out for me. I usually end up losing or something, and then now I'm looking like, ooh, I just said I was going to trash that guy, and he set on me for the whole fight. So I think let's just look at it in a positive way. I'm doing what I love. This is my dream. I'm blessed to be able to use my gifts to go out and fight and earn a living. So, we just need to look at it as a blessing. We're all blessed to be able to do what we love.
And I've seen exactly what you're saying is when fighters get cocky and they're doing a lot of the trash talking, sometimes that backfires.
Yep, and I'd rather be the quiet guy that came out with the win that no one was expecting than the guy that was running his mouth and everybody's like, oh, I can't wait for this. This dude's been talking and he's going to give him a whooping, and then he goes out and gets beat.
It's some of the greatest life lessons, and obviously, like you said, you've learned it yourself. The times that you've been out there and doing a lot of the trash talkings is the times that, God has kind of said, ha ha, this one's on you.
Yeah, because that's kind of, in essence, that's what it is. It's not you going out there being graceful or showing his grace to anyone else. It's you going out there and kind of pumping your own self up. And really, I think that's one of the turnoffs to gaining more fans. If you kind of stay back, stay positive, and just keep a low key, I think that's the way I made it to where I was or where I'm headed. So I'm going to keep on doing it and just try to stay positive.
All right, let's talk about your fight September 24th. For the fans out there that are watching this interview right now, what do you think that they have to look forward to most about this fight? What are you bringing? What do you think Trey Parks is bringing to this fight? And what's going to make them want to come and see it?
two talented fighters coming from great gyms, and I mean, just no way this could go wrong. You got another great fight coming up, and I mean, Trey Parks, I just imagine he's tough. He's from R1. I mean, I imagine he's tough, so I'm just looking to go out there and try to just give him the best I got, and really other than that, just let the chips fall where they may.
Is it important at this point that every fight be a win? I mean, do you go in every fight worried about winning or losing, or is it just more about being the best Ken Coulter you can be?
I think more importantly is just trying to come out and show improvement. You kind of got to go off your own timeline. You really can't look at someone else's success and then try to gauge yourself. You just got to kind of just go out there, give it the best you had, and if you lose, you lose. But if you don't leave it all out there and you know you lost, like, man, I probably could have trained harder, and, man, I probably could have pushed a little harder that last round. Those are the things I look for, to change and not do again, because my pro debut in boxing, I felt like if I could have just gave a little bit more. So I'm kind of looking at it like I don't want to be in that position anymore. So as long as I come out of there where, hey, even if someone has to carry me out of there because I'm that tired, that's kind of what I want to do.
And coming from your last fight was obviously a win, so you're on a high right now, and that fight was a highly anticipated fight. I mean, it brought in a lot of people because it had been one of those situations where there were some negative words being said, and how important was that to win that fight? And then does that help you to come from a win like that?
It does. It was a knockout, the first one of my pro career, and so I kind of want to build off of that and try to keep this momentum going and just see whatever we can do with it. I mean, I'm not looking to go out and expect to get another knockout. Of course, it just doesn't happen that way, but I still want to come out and perform and put on the show that these guys would like. And, you're spending your hard-earned money, so I want to give you something to put your hands together for.
Well, you know what's so exciting to me is we have, for the past almost 3 years, we have seen a powerful ground game. I mean, you've never been submitted as an amateur, if I'm correct. So, I mean, we always saw your ground game, but here in your pro career, we're able to see a lot more of your stand-up. I mean, it's exciting. I'm so excited to see another side of you that we weren't able to really see in your amateur career. Is that something that you kind of planned in your pro career? You wanted to develop your stand-up a lot more?
Well, I kind of came into the sport with a boxing background already, so I was kind of used to throwing punches and kicks, but I had absolutely no idea about grappling. And so that's where the push came from, to just get in the gym and just better myself. And now I feel like MMA, a mixed martial artist, that's what I want to come out and be. And so, stand-up, ground game, cage work, wherever it goes, I think Coach Coleman got me ready.
Well, speaking of being ready, I hope you guys are ready for a spectacular night of Rage in the Cage action for Rage in the Cage 48, Kickapoo Casino in Harrah. And before we leave, any sponsors, any shout-outs?
Yes, for sure. First off, head coach Kendrick Coleman, he's a blessing to have a part of my life, and I'm seeing so many improvements just as a leader and everything he has brought to the table for me. I mean, I'm just really appreciative of him, as well as the whole team over at AMA, Academy of Martial Arts. It's like the best school ever. And also Jason White for helping with my stand-up. I mean, I appreciate him, and Little Troopers, Ray Oliver, Steve Hayes, and Interlink Diagnostics, and that's about it. And I appreciate you guys for your time.
All right, we appreciate you for your time. Hey, guys, come share your time with us again September 24th for Rage in the Cage 48. You can get your tickets from this guy or any other fighter on the card, Kickapoo Casino in Harrah, and we hope to see you there.